Father, we thank you today. We bless you, awesome God. Lord, I commit everything that will be in this place this evening to your hands. Lord, I ask, oh God, that your presence will saturate this atmosphere. I pray that, Lord, that the Holy Spirit will move in our heart tonight to give us understanding, not just understanding, the boldness and the courage to move forward. Everything that has held us down, Father, we pray and we ask that there will be a shifting today. And we'll give you, we will return all the glory to you, even in advance. Thank you, mighty God. In Jesus' name. Amen. Welcome. Good evening. Take your seat. Hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Tonight we're talking about financial equilibrium. In fact, this month is financial equilibrium month, and that's some of the topics tonight that we're dealing with. It's how to do balance. We're going to deeper. It's still the law of money, the laws of money, but this time we're going deeper and we're going to try and understand some certain things that can help us. You see, this quest for money is people do it out of ignorance in terms of all of us want money, but all of us are not prepared to receive that money. And I have said here many times, God is not going to give you anything that you do not have capacity for. When we started this meeting, the first thing the Lord said to us to deal with was the issue of developing capacity. We need to develop capacity for what we want. In developing capacity for money, you are preparing yourself for the coming of money. Understanding money is an art. If you have not had these full teachings, go to Marketplace Apostle, YouTube, and you can see all the teachings there live. Go through the laws of money. There are four topics that were dealt with, laws of money, because some of them I will gloss over here. I won't go into details, but I want to show us another angle about preparing you for wealth. 2020, God said to us, is a year of power, manifestation of His power. So we will see the mighty hand of God move in our lives. And I believe that most of us here, we come here because we want to change. We come here because we want to see transformation, at least in our finances. We want to get to a different level. So we need to understand what we need, prepare ourselves for that level. Money is a good servant, but a terrible master. If you do not understand money, it will continue to enslave you, and you are working for money all the days of your life. Listen, money is supposed to work for you, not you working for money. So when you're working based on paycheck, you are working based on dividend, you are working based on the things that we do, it means that money is your master. And this is why people compromise, this is why people cheat, this is why people do a lot of things, because money is their master. And money is a terrible master. Money will make you do things you don't want to do. Money will make you, it will make you even deny your faith. Money will make you, what is the worst thing that you can think about that someone can do to another person? This is what the power of money has in our lives if we do not begin to change and say, no, money, I will send you on an assignment. You will work for me. And that is the only way you can now begin to find a way out. What you do not know, what you are suffering from rather, is because you do not have the right information, the right knowledge, and you do not have the wisdom to unlock that door of lack and poverty and walk away from it. So it is information, it's tools that you need to be able to make you walk away from that lack. God did not create anybody to be in financial lack. Nobody. God did not create us to be in lack. And expressly, I have asked the Lord over and over, and why is it that my people are poor? And the Lord keeps saying they have not prepared themselves for the coming of this one, including the person that is talking to you. I cannot give you what I don't have. I cannot take you on a journey I haven't been myself. But to make money is the easiest thing that you can if you understand the concept of this. All you need is just the fundamentals. All you need is just the framework. All you need is the formwork for you to begin to build yourself and to build your business and to build your life. And what I've been teaching is personal finance, not company finance, not corporate finance, personal finance. Because do you know, I've been researching since last year, there are some people that are richer than their companies. Some people are richer than their company because they understand personal wealth. They understand investment. And when you see my teaching, I am teaching you from making money, from if it's from salary, or if you are working, you should at least pay yourself first. That is the law. I'm sure most of you have heard it. Because you need money to start your own personal finance journey. So let me go into financial equilibrium tonight. Before I go in, you need to realize this month is the last. This month is the last, I believe, that we'll be talking about this personal finance. I've done it from October, November. October. I've done it October, November, December, the whole of January, February. There's how many months? 5 months that we'll be talking about money. We need to move on to other things. We need to move on to other wealth creation things. So I need you all to understand this concept. If you don't understand this concept, I say to you, go to YouTube and you can hear all my teachings. I'm trying to see how I can put all my teachings on my website, my personal website, Uche Onochie website. If you go to the website, Uche Onochie one word, you will see the website is already there. And some of these teachings will also be there. So that more of the teachings, but practically all the teachings will be put there so that you can have all the teachings we taught. I've even asked my people to prepare some of the topics that we teach during business school and to get them ready so you can have access, so that people can go there and access it and have all that they want in terms of how to transform their lives. Amen. So please let us pay attention. I'll try as much as possible, if I finish on time, to ask questions. I need you to get it because I'm not coming back this way again. If you want to bring me back this way again, then you have to pay me now. It's not free to come back this way. And if anybody that wants to come and ask me on personal finance, let's finish it in February, because if you come after February, you will come with your prophet's seed. I will not answer you. You come with that thing that will help me open my mouth, because I've taught it for 5 months. Okay, so you heard before they say the pastor, I say I'm money where they collect. I've taught it for 5 months. So the difference, financial equilibrium talks about striking a balance between our income and our expenses. Because that is where we fail as a people. Some of the things, you see, I get so fascinated because in life, the things that make people successful are simple things that we know. When someone tells you the secret of success, you say, no, it is. It's never about the information. It's about the willingness to apply. The information has been there since. Most of us have read it since. Most of us have read, but we are not applying it. But one of my gifts is to break down. I have a gift of breaking down complex things, make it simple, so that it's easy for people to swallow and to be able to digest it and have proper understanding. So it's about balancing your income and your expenses. The financial results of a person experiences directly related to the choices that you make as compared to your income and your expenses. So the financial freedom that we desire can only come about if we practice what is called defense and offense. I've talked about defense and offense concept. This concept is the offense is what we have done in the first, second, and third laws of money. How to increase your finances, how to increase your income. If you remember in the first law, I gave you an analogy of how you can multiply your money. If you earn 100,000 naira, you can save up to 680,000 naira by the end of the year. Remember, for some of you that were here. Okay? So that is offense. That is the first kind of offense, is going out there to be able to make something, to increase your income. So that is, but then the second step is when you understand how money works, then you can now begin to invest it. You can now begin to multiply the money by going to finance houses. I gave an example the day I came. I said, you can try this. There are people that you can give money and they will give you a percentage. I can't remember, I hear there's an investment house that you give, they give you 15% every month. Huh? MBA. Okay, so that's what the first law of money talks about, be able to save. So you must have money that you're putting somewhere that is multiplying, right? So when you have that money, when they give you 1 week to either roll back the money, you can also now, what you have collected for the month, you can also add. So you are now having 15% compounded interest as it goes. That is how you raise the money until an opportunity comes. When an opportunity comes, business opportunity comes, you take money from that, do business, and continue the circle all over again. It's that simple. The second law is the law of delaying gratification. The law of changing your mindset to save rather than spend. You know, these things are simple things, but this is what makes rich people rich. Just that concept. The one that is hard work is the investment. Knowing these things these guys have talked about and be able to multiply your money on a constant basis, and when there is funds, you can learn. Who now gives that fund, that opportunity? That is where God comes in. That is where God sends people, send businesses your way, that when you do it, it continues to increase. That is the concept. That is the concept. So this is like an advanced stage of the second law of money, where we're talking about income and expenses. So that's what offense means. And in living, defense is, let me just talk about defense. Defense is cutting back costs. Defense is reducing costs, reducing expenses, cutting it down, working on a budget, blah, 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 doing all those things. Why? The first law of defense is live within your means. Another way of saying it is cut your coat according to your size, right? But in this generation where the blood of people, they are hot, nobody wants to live according to their means. Because if expenses is more than income, officially you are broke. That is what it means. That is what it means, bankruptcy. When your expenses is more than your income, you are broke. So broke does not necessarily mean you don't have money in your pocket. It's just that it's not balancing out. So when you want to now live the life that you want, you can live any life that you want. What it means now is you increase your means. Is someone getting my analogy? So if you want to live the life of your dreams, there is only one way to do it, and that is to increase your means. When you increase your means, it means that you have gone on the offensive. You are going fighting to have other sources of income, to increase your income, so that expenditure, if you don't want to change your lifestyle, assuming your expenditure for the month is 100,000 and your income is 90,000, but you feel that this is the kind of life you want to live, it's not a problem. Say 100,000, then you should make 150,000. Then you should now go on the offensive to make 300,000, so you can live the life of your dreams. That is what it means by offensive. Okay? So it's possible to live the life of your dreams. And when you can do that by taking the laws, compounded interest over time will. Because you know why? What now kills people is that when expenses is more than income, what do most people do? Huh? They borrow money. That means you are going into debt. Once you get into debt, because there is no way, if you don't cut down on your expenditure, so that income will always be, you will have to borrow them for you to be able to make up. And once you borrow, it means that once you borrow, it means that you can no longer live your dreams. It's not possible for you to live your dreams. Debt steals your dreams because you are paying back loan. And you know, it's not everybody that is that disciplined with debt, paying back. So until somebody comes with SARS to arrest you, that's when you pay. And at most times, you have to borrow from somebody else to offset that loan. Then you are owing this new person until this new person decides to go and call army to come and arrest you by 5:30 in the morning. Then you go and borrow again to pay that one off. Then you start again. The person will go. You will see it's an unending vicious circle. See, they say if you have not owed before, then you are not successful. To owe is a terrible thing. You cannot sleep. You know, one thing is to owe 50,000, owe 100,000, right? It's not a problem. But owe 100 million, owe bank 100 million, owe bank 200 million, owe somebody 50 million. You cannot sleep. You have no life. You'll be eating, but you're losing weight. You are inside AC, but you are sweating. To owe is a terrible thing. To owe is a terrible thing. I've been there before. I know. You have no life. If someone gives you money today, instead of using it, you are paying debt. Your dreams have just been stolen from you and you can do nothing about it. But that is as a result of living above your means. So, if you like God, if you like to do God, if you like the good things of life, so what do? Increase your means. Go on the offensive, increase your means, and tighten up your budget, tighten up your belt, and know that you're going to do it for a while. So let's look at defense. Offense, I've talked about it many times. Defense is about taking action. Defense is about taking action. And you take action by one, creating a workable budget. And how do you do this budget? Do a list of your income and expenses for at least 6 months. Start by writing down what comes in every month and what goes out every month. Write your expenses. Start this February and be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Write out your expenses. Your regular expenses. What you do, both the one you take care of your parents, your siblings, your this, your that. I keep saying that if you cannot, I said about confidence here the other day, if you cannot say no, you keep saying yes, and bills will be piling up on your head because you want to be Mr. Nice to whichever person or people you want to do that. List your income only. There's what is called IFCOM in the fact, not your IFCOM, but your income. IFCOM is what you are expecting, if that thing comes. So it's called IFCOM, not that one. Income. Get your income, write your income, then write all your expenses. You must be able to become an accountant by fire, by force. If I stay, no matter what I spend, I've developed a habit. When I lie down on my bed or I come back in my office, I'll just sit down, I'll just think, for morning, I will write down everything I have spent. Even to the 1,000 naira, 100 naira, 20 naira that I spent, I write it down. You need to control, know your expenses. This February, if you have never done, it's okay. I'm not saying even cut anything down. I want to show you why you are broke. Because if you don't know why you are broke, if you don't know why you're broke, you will remain there. So as you normally spend, fine. As you take transport, whatever you do, just write it down. Then write out your expenses. Okay? Then it should also include irregular, periodic expenses for those that maybe live in their own houses. Repairs, you might have plumbing issues, you might have bulb, electrician, your car can break down. Some of those expenses, you can do a budget. How much do you think you spend in a month for bulb, for this? What it does is that nothing takes you unawares. In drawing up a budget, nothing takes you unawares. To the minute thing, if you buy water, fine. If you put fuel, whatever you use to buy fuel, to do this, whatever it is you do, put it down. Then some will be like the regular ones. You won't know whether your car will break down, you won't know whether you have issues. Those things, just put a small budget for them based on past experiences. Then if you have debt, include the cost of repaying the debt. Don't leave debt until SARS come after you. They will embarrass you in public, carry handcuff. The whole street will know. They will think you went to go and steal. One young man came, can you imagine that they came very early in the morning on a Sunday morning to carry him? He had dressed up, he was wearing a white, what is it called, a white native. They didn't even let him wear the top, he was wearing the trousers. That's how they carry handcuffs. And they say, this boy, the way he's going, so he's an armed robber. People thought he was a kidnapper, he's an armed robber. When he came, they still thought that he had to move out of that place. He said he came back that he's and I didn't kill anybody. But don't let it get to that point before you act. Because when embarrassment wants to come, sometimes it comes very well. Wait. Put it in your budget for the month to give back. Most people, all they want to see and to know is that you're paying back something, no matter how small. You are giving something. Don't wait till you have more money to give. It might never come. So if you have that issue, put it there. Then another thing is, remember to pay yourself first. As a business person, you must pay yourself first. But this is it. Pay yourself first doesn't mean that you go and assign some kind of unrealistic money to yourself. No. Pay yourself, you must have something to take care of yourself at home. You must pay yourself something. Because if you want to start the journey of personal finance, you must have money that comes in regularly on a monthly basis. So pay yourself. Your staff might be earning more than you, not a problem, but pay yourself something. For many, many years, my staff always earned more than me. But pay yourself something. Because that's where you start. And that's where you start to. So also, because this budget cannot be well, if you cannot be done well, if your income is not there. And when you're doing a budget, please do not exaggerate your income. Do not. See, I just pray to God. I'm having faith that this month it will go from 50,000 to 500,000. So that thing that pastor is saying, no, God say write your vision down, make it plain. So let me write 500,000. You will jones all by yourself, because the Lord wants you to go through this cycle for you to understand what finance means. So don't exaggerate your income, and don't discount your expenses also. Don't say it's my friend now, when I go there I will pay 10 naira, I'll pay 5 naira. Don't, because you might go there and your friend will embarrass you that day. So whatever you pay whatever your expenses, put it down. Then, because of rising costs and inflation, after you have done your budget, it's advisable, depending if inflation affects you. But I think inflation in one way or the other affects everybody. As at November 2019, inflation rate was 11 point something. So if you check the current inflation rate, and when you finish your budget, you can now do times 11% and now put it at the end as miscellaneous. So that you are not shocked when certain things happen. You go to the market, you just bought this thing last week, 1,000 naira, they're telling you 1,500. Take it or leave it. You know, such things happen. So let it also be clearly written in your budget. Okay? So when that is done, what we are trying to achieve here in this difference is to know your net cash flow. Your net cash flow is what? The difference between your income and your expenses. So when this budget comes, we have seen the income, we have seen all the expenses. Then when you subtract them, subtract the income, subtract the expenses from the income. If it's in plus, as in when you can subtract it, it means that you have surplus. But when it's minus, it means that you are broke, you need serious help. So that is how to get your net cash flow. If your expenses are higher than your income, like I said, you're officially broke. Okay, so now what it means now is you now with this information, you now have this information. Defense is practical. It's a practical thing that you do. With this information in front of you, you can now draw up another effective budget. So in the month of March now, you will now draw up an effective budget. And from that budget now, because you now know the difference, so it means that your means really is 70,000 naira a month, and you're spending 120,000 naira a month. So it's minus 50,000, right? So if it's minus 50,000, then you are drawing up a budget, you begin to now cut down. This is where you now live according to your means. So what will go? What will go? From the expenses now, you now be true to yourself. What will I take away from here? Do I take away DSTV? You look at your transportation. Can I walk some distance and save this? You look at the lunch that you do. Let me pack food from home so I limit that, remove that lunch. All that sweet mouth of chocolate, ice cream, all those things that worry some people, you remove it. And you can do it only on Sunday. Whatever expenses that you are doing, it will become clear and obvious to you what you can remove. Because when you remove the non-essentials there, believe me, you might be saving up to 50,000 naira. You might be saving up to 50,000 naira. You don't have to do lunch. You don't have to do lunch in fast food every day. Not because you can afford it. You can pack food from home. The other places, the other bukas you can eat. By the way, it's just for a while. The time to eat Chinese every day will come. It will come. But you are not struggling to be like. That's the difference between the rich and the poor. The rich can say this Valentine that is coming, everybody let's go to the Meridian and let us sit there. He can, because no matter the expenses, income far outweighs expenses. So he's not broke. You can live that kind of life when you are not. You are trying to come out from bankruptcy. You are trying to come out from being broke. So who are you trying to impress? Don't try to impress anyone. So when you cut, remove that 50,000 naira, you've done your savings and all the monies you need to remove. So it actually means that you have 70,000 in a month. What it does is when the 120,000 you're being owed comes, you just remove the 70,000. You know that this is your budget. There are some times that when I have budget for the week, once that money has been spent, you're on your own. Everybody that is with me, we're waiting for the next week. Your wife can squeeze space from here till tomorrow. Your budget for the week is wait till Monday. Because you need to come out. It's for your own survival. It's for your own survival. So if you're married, please tell your spouse and say, this is what we need to do. It's for our own survival. let's not fool ourselves in not having a budget. From the main mistake we've been making, we've now drawn another budget. And from that budget now, this is the actual. In financial terms, there's what they call cash envelope system, where you can just, what it means, you just, the allotted money from your income, you just take it, that's what you spend for the month. Don't live on 100,000 when you can live on 50,000. Don't. Not now. Not now. Not now. Not now. That's the difference between the rich and the poor. The poor try to live a certain lifestyle that try to force themselves into a cadre that they don't belong to. Live according to your means and save that money and multiply it. And so when you're praying to God now, God is looking down and saying, okay, this boy is ready. He's starving himself, not starving himself. I didn't say go and starve yourself. This boy is denying himself things, cutting down expenses, and he's putting the money here. Let me help him. Because this type can help my church. Is somebody getting the drift or so? Then not when God gives, he looks down. Small money, they just dash you now. You are eating chicken, you do this thing. If I give him 100 million, that is in fact, he will leave the faith. Even you check it yourself. And that's why we are stuck. That's why most people don't have that financial freedom. Because God is not sure that if he gives you, you will be prudent. That's what it means. God is just wants a system that you put your act together. Everybody goes through this pain. I asked God for financial freedom, and he sent me on this course. And when I was through with my course, he said, teach my way. So when I teach it is real, because I'm not teaching it as if I'm teaching it the way it is in textbook, because it's real. I lived it, I experienced it. That alone is the time that God will begin to send people into your life. Even you will be tired, because God knows what. There are some things I love so much. I have agreement with those things that you just live some certain lifestyle. It even helps you to be healthy. This is 4 years I've not taken any soft drink. Not because of medical issues, because I know that I have a bit of soft, sweet mouth. So I know that I cannot continue. And when you begin to buy, you eat. If you want to give me wish to eat, give me ice cream and cake. Those things cost money. Because when you buy for wife, you buy for your children. At a sitting like this, you can spend 50,000. That thing can help. That money should have been sent. There are other things that if you remove 10,000 naira and give to your wife to just buy chicken and fry and put in a pot, and it's cheaper than spending all those things. A time will come. You have excess. You have surplus. Surplus. You do guide from your surplus, not from the small that you have. That budget is very important for each and everybody until you pass that level. It helps you to be strict with your spending. If you are serious about it, you will see that your life will change. So now, when you find yourself in a situation that you want to buy something, but the money is not there, and you have the money, that's if you don't have the money, but the allotted amount for that month, you see that It cannot. Three things can happen. One, you put off the purchase until you have enough. So if you can't buy it this month, what amount you can bring out of it, you bring it out, keep it until when the amount is complete, you can now buy it. Because you are doing something with money. The second one is to look for a cheaper option. To look for a cheaper option. The third one is to transfer money from somewhere and use it to buy. I remember there's a place I taught this when I got to the third one. One boy say, from boyfriend. Wherever, but let it not be from the one that you are saving. Is somebody getting the concept? It keeps you, it helps you, and it keeps you in check. So, what is the essence of all this? Defense is to help you live according to your means while you are creating, multiplying money in the multiplication chamber. Okay, so with a budgetary system, you can set aside money for irregular periods. Now you have resources. Nothing takes you unawares. Because even to unforeseen issues, you have put aside money for it and even put inflation rates. You will be happy with yourself. And what it means that you are on top of your money. When somebody asks you how much do you have, you know. You are on top of your money, you're on top of your savings and your spending. Nothing is taking you unawares. And another thing is, develop the habit of writing down, develop the habit of spending money on paper before you spend it physical. Which is having budget. Before you go shopping, write out the things that you need. Spend money on paper. Get a budget. Get a shopping list. Spend money on paper before you go. Don't go to a supermarket and just be strolling. When you go to the beverage section, you already know what to buy. That you are just looking to see whether price has come down so you can get something. It's not because you are going there to say, only the rich that he knows he has 2 million in his pocket and say, give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this, and he doesn't care about the price. But you already have it in shopping list. So the rest is just window shopping. You know exactly what you're going there to buy. So learn to spend your money on paper. Doing this, you will track all your finances. You will be able to track all your financial transactions, and you will live, you can sleep well at night. You know that, yes, in the multiplication chamber, God is helping me. I've increased it to 1.5 million. Okay, if I roll it over again, I will have this money. So when somebody tells you of a business, it's like, look, something is coming up. You know exactly how much you have. When God sends you a business opportunity, you know exactly how much you have to do that. When your salary comes, you know exactly how much you will spend. But things happen. When I was a single person, when I spend above my budget, that's the end now. No outing again. We stay in I start watching movie from morning till night. It's true. It's not that you cannot spend. But when you spend, you will drink the garri afterwards. But develop a culture. Never, ever to go past that budget that you have created. And you can review the budget from time to time to help you. And you will see that money. And when you have saved that money like that, you can no longer give out money. This is a training that it makes you feel as if rich people are stingy, right? When you see money, if that money becomes like your child, you are watching that money grow. You are what? Because you know you don't have. And when you are struggling, you are believing God for opportunity, and you have disciplined yourself to be growing that. Let your junior brother come cry, go forget you. What you can give, you can give. You cannot put. It's a sin to touch your capital. Even Armageddon comes, that capital will remain here on earth. Is somebody getting the importance of that multiplication? Nothing happens to it. If Jesus comes, fine, you don't need the money again, but it's there. That is your lifeline. That is your life. So if you go and take it, and now when one thing happens, you go and take it, you have reduced, you start all over again. You are building yourself to get to a point that no matter what, you have money. Because this money can insult people. This money can insult people that don't plan. This money can insult people that are not wise. But God has called us to be wise. Because Jesus has been made wisdom unto us. So let us be wise. It's just a matter of time. I have never seen anybody go through this more than 2 years. More than 2 years, I have never seen. Do this for 2 years. You will have some form. It's something you do for the rest of your life. But after 2 years, it will be second level of this thing that I'm saying. After 2 years, your problem will be investment. Where do I put this money? Investment come, you are sitting down saying, no, this money where I suffer like this. You will not throw it away. When somebody says come and buy land, you will first of all go to lands to see whether that land has problem. It's when you have excess money, they say, a friend comes and says, okay, come and go and buy this, and you will not do background check. But when you suffer for that money, you will want that money to go into something that is worth it. When you have that money and you want to buy a car, you see rich people, they are pricing. Because the pain, that money is like your child. The pain of seeing that money leave you for a useless thing is better than that money waits there for a better opportunity. That's why it appears as if rich people are stingy, but they are not. That's why it appears, because that money they work for it, they know the pain. Have you ever seen a woman with a child? How come? The first thing you want, a woman fights you for a child. What does she say? A child that I carried for 9 months. That's what she will say. Because she's thinking about the pain of carrying that child. Then you want to treat that child anyhow. That is also how money should be. If you get it the right way, and you feel the pain and the pinch of saving, you won't throw it away. Let them call you whatever they want to call you. You won't throw it away. And that is the only way to become rich. There's no other way. Thank you. Clap now. So, I'm rounding up, we're going to different, I can't remember the topics again, but we're going to different topics that will round off. The law has been released. Everything we will do this month is to support the law of what I've already shared. But I need you to get that concept. If there are questions, if there are analogies, there are suggestions, whatever, if you have lived through some of these things, share it with us. Share your experience with us. If you're confused about anything, share it. This is the time. I need you to understand it. And may God give you our prayer is just one prayer, the willingness to go through it. Because sometimes you want to abandon it. Say, no, let me tell you, Christians will make mistakes. Say, no, is this the only way God can bless us? I've seen people that God has blessed. I've seen people that God has blessed. It doesn't take all this. If you think so. But for this same reason, ministries like ours was better. God raised people like us to teach financial sense to God's people, so that they know everything is not pray and lay hands on you. Nobody can lay hands on you, money begins to come. Wealth comes as a result of obeying laws. Money is attracted to you when you obey laws. So it's left for you to say, God can bless me other ways. Fine. He's sovereign. He can. He can give you credit 5 billion to your account today. But I tell you, 2 years you are going to be broke. Dead broke. Because you don't understand how money works. Some of us here, money might have entered our hands, but we don't know how money works. So money says goodbye and goes to people that know. That's the reason why the rich will always be rich and the poor always be poor, because they don't understand this concept. How can God in Luke 16, somebody was given 10 times, he doubled it, then God said the 1 talent that he gave to a man, shouldn't he, is he not God? He should have encouraged him and shown him the way to multiply it. God said no, take that one and give to the one that has 10. It looks unjust, right? But read that Luke 10 and 16 very well. God will always take and will always give to people that are serious. The reason why the world is the way it is because Christians have refused to take responsibility. So unbelievers are having the money because they are going through these laws. But believers are sitting in church praying that God will just drop that money on them. Doesn't work that way. If anybody told you that thing, that person lied to you. If you're expecting that kind of blessing, you will wait until Jesus comes. Money is gotten, wealth is gotten in 2 ways. Either you earn it or you create it. There's no other way. It doesn't come by crying. There's no way in the Bible somebody cried, God gave them money. There's no way. Everything that you need, God has put in the Bible for you to know. And for you to have wealth, you have to understand certain laws of wealth, some laws of money. And there are a lot of things Jesus said about money. That Luke 16 being one. Go and look at it. And you realize that if you change, making money is like being born again. Certain habits need to go. So these are the things that need to go so that you can begin to breathe. After 21 days, everything becomes normal. Because it takes 21 days to form a habit. Once you can do it in 21 days, you have a habit. And you live with that habit. Success is what? Good habits repeated over time. Failure is what? Bad decisions repeated over time. And you find yourself in that place. So nobody is holding you. Laws are laws. You have a wicked stepmother. You have a wicked mother-in-law. But let me ask you one thing. Will sun come out tomorrow? It will. So will the seasons change from rainy season to dry season? Will it change? Whether that wicked mother-in-law is there or not. If those are laws, if those things do not change, if you practice the law of money, that also nobody can stop. We glorify all these things. I'm not saying that wickedness is not there, that evil is not there, but anything that is a law has already power back in it. The law of gravity, throw something up, it will come down. The law of money, change your lifestyle and you become rich. There is nothing that can stop it. So if you have ideas and ideologies that you have had over time, that let me go for night vigil and pray to God, and God will give it to him, you are making a big mistake. There was a brother, I thought he was going to be here, that he came to me, he wanted something, and I gave him two things that the Lord said. The Lord said, it was a normal prayer of what he wanted, and the Lord said to him two things as I was praying for: the spirit and light. The spirit, pursue the spirit, that he will develop you. That thing you are asking, you don't have capacity for it. All of us are in church and sitting down asking for international business. But have you developed yourself as an international businessman? So I said, seek the Holy Spirit. He will direct you in the way that you need to develop yourself. Then pray for the light. As the light of God was hovering upon the space of the deep, invite the Holy Spirit. He will bring his light, and that is the light that you need to see where you are going. God doesn't give instant miracle when it comes to wealth. You know why? Money is very serious for either kingdom of God or kingdom of darkness. Why? Money can do a lot. Money can do a lot of good, and money can do a lot of evil. So it's very important to both kingdoms that we know what to do with money. And when money is your master, it will cause havoc in your life and in the church. Do you know what you can do if you have stupendous money? Do you know? Someone was telling me about a man that was a godly man that just hit it big time. You know, he was struggling. This is a man that people know that he's someone that has not been able to train himself to control his desires for the opposite sex. But he was minimized. It wasn't that much. As it is not something that people know, except people that are close to him. It's not even what the wife knows. But he has made it in billions. It's other people's wives that is interested now. Anything you don't call, money magnifies who you are. So don't think that when money comes, you have not developed yourself. Money will do you something. How can a godly man, all of a sudden now, just to show the other man that you have something, is his wife that you want? And it's not the only one. It happens to politicians a lot. Just to show that they have that thing you say is they can get it because they have. It gives you, it's like, okay, really? There are people, I don't have time to tell, there are people that if you don't train yourself, it gives you a high. Someone told me, a man told him, I said, look, there's no high more than that. Just to look at a man and say, I can take your prized possession. That's why he was rich. I know a friend of mine that started doing all manner of funny business. And he said one day, the reason why he likes money is that when he cracks jokes, when he didn't have money, he cracked jokes, people would be hissing. Say, now he has money. He cracks jokes, say anything he say, people laugh. Say there was a place he went to. He was cracking to nobody was laughing. He carried $50,000 put on the table, and everybody started laughing. These are people that have not been able to control themselves. And at that time, the kingdom of God has lost. The kingdom of God has not gained anything. So if you think that you have money, you will change, God is not giving some of us because there are some things inside of us that has not changed. It's the kingdom of God. You say, yes, a pastor. What if the guy was a pastor? There are many people that, what will happen? Just think about it. they will write the story to shame the kingdom of God. So, in preparing yourself, when you go through money like that, you will not throw it away. No matter the odds, you have trained yourself. Because there are people in the world, they are not believers, but they are disciplined when it comes to money because they know how they got the money. They got it in a genuine way. So please, this thing we are preparing is not just pray and you receive it. Because if you get money and you're not prepared, I pity you really. I have pity for you. I have pity. And this is why God wants me to preach this as many places that He can take me. And this is the message for Africa. When I talk, I don't talk Nigeria because the Lord is laying a lot of Africa in my heart, needs to hear these things and needs to develop themselves for the wealth that is reserved for Africa to come to us. It's that simple. It's just the willingness to do it. And I hope as you have heard me tonight, may the Lord give you the grace and the strength to go ahead and achieve all that you want. And you will not be an embarrassment to the kingdom of God. Amen. So any question? Ask now, forever remain silent. Any question? Okay. If there are no questions, then I just want us to pray. Just one prayer. God has given us the power of choice. God can never do for a man what that force you to serve Him.